You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Mae West. We fall all too easily into the sweet, alluring trap called someday. Someday, we will pursue our deepest desires. Someday, we will return to embrace our family. Someday, we will answer the beckoning call of our youthful dreams. Someday, we will rise to become a more whole, perfected version of ourselves. But alas, fate has never signed a binding contract with us, promising a tomorrow. Every time we utter the words, "maybe tomorrow," we inadvertently place precious fragments of the present onto the gambling table of impermanence. And sometimes, the price we pay is not merely the slipping away of a single day, but the loss of a fleeting opportunity that may not return for 1,000 years. Living right has never implied a flawless, immaculate human existence. It is the profound capacity to discern what truly holds eternal value. It is when we courageously give love without weighing the scales of gain and loss, bravely stepping forward, guided by the lighthouse of faith, even when the path ahead is shrouded in impenetrable mist, and proudly rising from the ashes of defeat, rather than turning a single stumble into a life sentence for our entire existence. Those who live fully are not the ones who have never tasted the bitter sea of pain, but rather those who know how to forge their wounds into the profound depths of their soul, transforming failure into the raw material for growth, and distilling every fleeting moment into everlasting value. Human life is akin to the sole, mystical manuscript of a profound book. You cannot tear out the dog-eared chapters of your past, nor can you abruptly flip to the final page and vainly attempt to turn back to the very beginning. All you can do is take up the pen and write the unfolding lines with absolute mindfulness. Today, the shadow of success may not yet have graced your heels, but you hold the absolute power to breathe a sacred meaning into this very day. The past was never meant to be a dungeon shackling your footsteps. It is merely a realm we have traversed to learn the art of growing up. The fullness of a singular life is not measured by soulless numbers in a bank account, the pedestals of power, or the glittering halo of a crowd's applause. It is measured by the immense serenity found in the moment we look back upon our journey and smile, whispering to ourselves, "I have truly lived. I have loved worthy souls, cherished every fragment of good fortune, nurtured the vibrant beats of my heart, and never allowed fear to weave its web and claim dominion over my destiny." Do not hesitate, waiting for a perfect day to cultivate your existence. Life does not become magnificent through an endless stretch of time, but resonates through the profound depth and value of every existential moment. You only have one fleeting passage through this world. Therefore, live in such a way that when the final notes of time's melody fade, we harbor no regrets for having lived too narrowly, but instead smile peacefully, knowing we have lived a deeply resilient life, completing our own unique masterpiece. Happiness resides not in possessions and not in gold. Happiness dwells in the soul. Democritus. Humanity unwittingly devotes the entirety of its existence to a frantic pursuit of happiness from the external world. We mistakenly believe that multiplying our wealth will barter us peace, that a grandiose mansion will bring forth a radiant smile, or that hoarding precious treasures will forge a life worth living. Yet, the psychological tragedy of humankind lies herein. The more we hoard, the more fiercely the fear of loss besieges us. Material wealth may construct a fortress of comfort, but it can never spontaneously sow the seeds of tranquility within our hearts. Silver and gold can buy the softest imperial bed, but they can never purchase a single night of peaceful slumber. True happiness has never been a commodity locked behind the impenetrable doors of a safe but a vibrant current of life sap nurtured deep within. One might reside in palaces of jade and crimson, yet have a mind churning with tempests of anxiety, envy, and discontent. Conversely, there are humble souls who possess little, yet can bloom with a fragrant smile before a meager meal, overflowing with gratitude for their companions and drifting into sleep with absolute serenity. The essential divergence lies not in the mass of wealth they grip, but in the spiritual lens through which they illuminate their reality. It is seductively easy for the mind to get entangled in the illusion when I possess more. When swimming in wealth, we promise ourselves peace. When conquering the zenith of fame, we instantly map out a new, more treacherous milestone. When receiving validation, we yearn hungrily for even more anthems of praise. And so, happiness is eternally flung into the future, wavering like a fathomless horizon. The more relentlessly we give chase, the further it eternally recedes. If we do not awaken and halt, we shall squander an entire lifetime hunting a phantom that was never present at the finish line. Abiding in happiness does not equate to the utter banishment of all storms. A happy soul still knows how to shed tears in the face of sorrow, still endures days of bone-weary exhaustion. However, behind all that churning turmoil, they possess an unwavering bedrock of peace. It is the miraculous energy of contentment, honoring the present and restoring all things to their original, rightful place. When the soul sheds the heavy burden of comparison, the smallest things suddenly gleam like precious jewels. A tranquil morning light, a heartfelt confession, a warm family meal, or simply the sacred realization that we are still breathing between the heavens and the earth. Imagine the soul as a fluid, dynamic garden. Material wealth acts merely as extravagant exterior ornaments, while the true determinant of whether that garden blossoms and bears fruit is the fertility of its soil, the purity of its waters, and the thriving seeds sown within its depths. If the inner sanctum is nourished by profound gratitude, passionate love, and tranquility, life, no matter how rustic, will overflow with radiant vitality. Conversely, if the human heart is flooded merely with blind ambition, envy, and resentment, then even if we possess the treasures of the mortal realm, we shall forever remain destitute beggars of the spirit. Instead of vainly agonizing, how much more must I accumulate to touch happiness? Try to sink into deep contemplation. What must I transform within the depths of my mind to realize the happiness that is already manifesting right here? For sometimes, that which we tirelessly pursue across thousands of miles has never hidden itself in distant lands. It has always been silently present there, in the brushstrokes of love, the grace of contentment, the altruism of forgiveness, and the capacity to be completely at peace with oneself. Material goods may drape life in a cloak of extravagance, but only a soul anchored in serenity can bestow upon this existence a vitality truly worth living. The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have. Vince Lombardi. Humans often crave validation through the accessories draped upon them: wealth, status, innate talents, or a myriad of glorious achievements. Yet, these metrics only expose what we are holding, completely powerless to answer the ultimate question: who are we truly? The core value of a human being is not measured by the thickness of a wallet or a resounding reputation, but manifests most vividly through the way they mold and wield the resources in their grasp. With the same fortune, one might wield it for arrogant display, while another quietly sows seeds of warmth for the world. With the same brilliant intellect, one might use it for populist manipulation, while another transforms it into a torch that illuminates humanity. True character has never resided in the tool itself, but reflects from the wellspring of purpose behind how we use it. We too easily drown in the concept of ownership rather than bowing our heads before responsibility. We boastfully proclaim, "This is my money, this is my talent, this is my time." Yet, we rarely touch upon the soul-carving question, how am I using these things to forge the essence of who I am? Imagine being gifted a shimmering lantern. The value of that lantern does not lie in hiding it within a chest and vainly taking pride in the light you possess. The supreme meaning of the lantern is revealed by where you cast its illumination. You can use it merely to light your own footsteps or generously share its radiance with someone despairing in the pitch-black night. Talent, wealth, time, and the fleeting opportunities in a mortal's life cast a similar silhouette. They only truly awaken their worth when alchemized into vibrant, living actions. One who possesses the world, yet drifts in selfishness, still condemns their soul to barren poverty. Conversely, one who is empty-handed, but always willing to warm others, who knows how to offer every fragment of their humble ability to uplift jagged lives, inherits a priceless spiritual legacy. Therefore, do not fret over scrutinizing where your status ranks compared to the rest of the world. Look passionately at how you are operating within that status. If you hold knowledge, use it to uplift and enlighten rather than as a weapon to tear others down. If you possess finances, mold them into a value of service rather than an arrogant yardstick of human worth. If you wield power, extend a canopy of protection rather than imposing absolute dominion. If you own time, reverently dedicate a precious slice of it to those who truly matter. And if your heart pulses to the rhythm of love, do not imprison it in mere thought, ignite it into miraculous actions. The profound matter worth contemplating is this: life does not merely interrogate us with, "How much have you acquired?" It also whispers a far crueler question: "What have you done with what was entrusted to you?" For a precious gift only truly sparkles when it radiates in alignment with its original mission. The value of a human life is absolutely not measured by the sheer scale of what we amass, but by the profound depth of the meaningful seeds we cultivate from those very resources. You do not need to hold the entire world to live a radiant life. Begin immediately with whatever is present in the palm of your hand: a sliver of time, a fragment of talent, a simple blossom of kindness. When nurtured correctly, these tiny streaks of light can absolutely conjure ripples that profoundly move the soul. You have never been defined by what destiny hurls or places into your hands, but by how you orchestrate those materials into noble value for yourself and for the entirety of humankind. Faith is love taking the form of aspiration. William Ellery Channing. Faith is often perceived as a surrender to the realms of the invisible, but in the silent, profound depths of the soul, faith does not merely stop at the act of believing. It is also the burning desire to dedicate oneself and live entirely for what one believes in. When the heart truly trembles before a value, that love naturally takes flight as aspiration. It urges a person closer, yearning to protect, cultivate, and metamorphose that ideal into the daily heartbeat of life. Thus, faith can be seen as the most sublime form of love once it has found its guiding compass. One might utter 1,000 words of belief in the future, but authentic faith only truly stirs when that belief transmutes into the rhythmic pulse of action in the present. One who believes in a dream will relentlessly unearth knowledge even before witnessing the dawn of success. One who believes in the meaning of human existence will stride resiliently, even when adrift amidst the darkest, most tempestuous days. And those who entrust their absolute faith to goodness will not easily turn bitter and cynical merely because they have endured suffering. We could never possess enough unwavering loyalty to walk the entire journey if our hearts do not truly resonate with a profound love. Willpower can only force us to take a few clumsy, reluctant steps, but it is love that serves as the fiery force propelling us into the infinite. Aspiration is the boundless source of energy that love unlocks when casting its gaze toward the future. It is akin to a seed of life silently stirring beneath the dark earth. Though it has never seen a blossom unfurl, never tasted the sweetness of fruit, deep within, it harbors an obsessive craving to surge upward, piercing the dense soil to reach the sunlight. Harboring faith within does not equate to the utter eradication of all doubt. Even the most spectacular souls sometimes tremble before fear and bewilderment, still endure long, wakeful nights, wondering if the path they chose is but an illusion. But the quintessential difference is that they never allow doubt to usurp their power and serve as a reason to surrender. They may slow their steps, they may embrace a moment of rest, they may even sob and shed tears, but from the abyssal depths of their inner being, a sacred echo resounds. Keep walking. The most breathtaking beauty of faith is its miraculous ability to transmute invisible concepts into tangible power. An ironclad faith in love can teach us the profound art of forgiveness. A steadfast faith in the future grants us extraordinary patience amid a treacherous present. An immortal faith in oneself serves as the fulcrum from which we rise fiercely from the ruins of defeat. And an eternal faith in goodness will prevent the tempestuous darkness outside from extinguishing the sacred light within. Sit in stillness and listen to the deepest aspirations surging within you. They are the very messengers whispering of the things your heart genuinely adores. Do not merely wander in circles around the monotonous question, "Do I believe?" but engrave a far deeper inquiry. How is that belief sculpting the way I live each day? For true faith has never resided on the mere tip of the tongue. It is etched through unyielding perseverance, through fearless valor, and through silent footsteps, marching steadily onward. When love is entirely directed toward what has yet to arrive, it transforms into aspiration. And when aspiration becomes fierce enough to anchor our footing, it ascends to become eternal faith. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. Robert Louis Stevenson. How much more wealth did we hoard today? How many stacks of files did we resolve? What new accolades or status have we reaped? How many glares of admiration have we garnered from the masses? We have grown so accustomed to calculating the fruitful harvest that we unwittingly forget. Every magnificent harvest in existence begins with tiny, nameless seeds, silently stirring deep beneath the dark earth. There are days that seem entirely hollow, yielding no glorious triumphs whatsoever. Yet these are the most critical, life-altering moments, for that is when we patiently lay the immortal foundations for the future. Humanity today loses patience far too easily, driven by a manic craving to grasp the reward instantaneously. We spin dizzyingly in a world obsessed with velocity, accelerated learning, instant success, wealth multiplying exponentially, and transformation occurring in the mere blink of an eye. When our efforts have not yet had time to bloom into results, the mind hastily condemns itself as a failure. But nature has never operated according to such recklessness. No one hurriedly sows a seed at dawn and then flies into a rage by dusk because they have yet to see the shadow of an ancient tree. We comprehend that the growth of nature demands time to distill its life sap, yet we ruthlessly ignore that miraculous law when casting the light upon our own being. A single day of diligently reading a few more pages cannot instantly turn you into a sage. A single day of persistent training cannot immediately sculpt a flawless physique. A single day of striving to master your emotions cannot magically transform you into a beacon of utter tranquility. A single day of grueling work cannot suddenly break through to forge a masterpiece. Nevertheless, every one of those microscopic actions are priceless seeds. They are silently working, penetrating, and molding the silhouette of the person you are destined to become. Visualize every passing day as a fertile plot of land. You cannot instantly decree the scale of tomorrow's harvest, but you possess the absolute sovereign privilege to choose. What seed will I sow into this soil today? Plant laziness, and tomorrow will sprout thickets of stagnation. Plant bitter resentment, and the mind will devolve into a barren, oppressive wasteland. But if you patiently sow discipline, knowledge, profound gratitude, and pristine kindness, then, over the river of time, those seeds will drive their roots deep into the earth and blossom into a strikingly distinct, radiant existence. The marvel is this: a seed has never made a single sound in its journey of growing upward. Genuine progress always moves in absolute silence. You pour your heart into learning a little more. You patiently try a little harder. You silently mend a destructive habit. You proudly rise from defeat. There will be no thunderous applause echoing for those solitary moments, but it is precisely the deeds unseen by anyone in the dark that hold the power to forge the miracles that one day will leave the entire world bowing in awe. If your footsteps today carry the lingering feeling that you have reaped nothing glorious, please do not hastily condemn this day as meaningless. Fall into deep reflection and ask yourself, what seed have I planted today? What new lesson have you absorbed? To whom have you extended generous kindness? What fear have you bravely conquered? Have you persevered just one more time? If the answer is a quiet nod, then your day has already harbored an immeasurable worth within it. Life is not a daily festival of harvest. There are days born merely for silently sowing seeds, days dedicated to quietly cultivating the soil, and days entirely devoted to waiting in patient stillness. And sometimes, it is precisely the most silent, unassuming days that serve as the nurturing ground for the sweetest and most resplendent fruits. Do not drown in melancholy just because you have not seen the sweet fruits manifest today. Simply rest in the confident assurance that today you have scattered the right, wholesome seeds into the earth. For your majestic future is whispering, stretching itself upward from the very small yet unwavering choices you have planted this very day.